Hello Libra, and welcome to your 2022 predictions video. So this video is kind of an extension of my 2022 numerological analysis of the year 2022, where I looked at, again, the numerology of next year, looked at the primary numerological energies like the number 2, the number 6, the number 22, and then peeling out various different connections to tarot and astrology, and pulling these various different messages and kind of looking at the collective energy for the year 2022. So this specific reading is looking at your astrological energy in the context of 2022. So I will be referencing some of those messages there. So if you want to take a look at that video just to get a more holistic view of the year, you can do that. We're going to be looking at your general energy for 2022. Then we're going to be looking at your money and love in all its ways, shapes, and forms. Then I will be casting charms just for you. And, the charm segment is really, I'm going to go through the charms and kind of just tell you what I see there and what I'm feeling. But it's also meant for you to look at it and make your own kind of decisions. And if there are any charms that are specifically calling to you, any messages that are specifically calling to you, it's kind of a way to personalize even further for you as an individual. So I feel like I've done a lot of talking. So before we get into our reading, I would love to invite you to join the Kindred family by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Click like on this video, drop a comment down below if something resonates. And if you're interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on Etsy. I publish all sorts of content on Etsy, and I'm constantly adding stuff there to, again, help my beautiful kindred souls on their journey, on their spiritual journey through this life. And so I do personal readings, almost personal readings. I said almost personal messages, I should say. And then I do book of shadow sheets and worksheets that focus on various different parts of our lives and stuff like that. So check that out if that's of interest to you. So let's go ahead and get into your primary energies. This is Libra 2022 predictions for Libra. Let's see. Overall general message for Libra is difficulty in the beginning. So there are going to be some growing pains here. Specifically in the beginning of 2022, or the beginning of some endeavor in 2022. So growing pains, there might be some doubts and fears here, awkwardness, vulnerability, and experience. Okay. Let's see what bird. Okay, we have the owl and the crow both pop out. So your intuition is correct. Follow your inner wisdom without fail. That's our owl's message. And then our crow says the universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. Okay, so we have very wise messages from our bird energy here. I feel like both of these messages are encouraging you to... This message of truth keeps coming up, and truth and revelation, creativity, this idea of reality is coming through as well. Wisdom. The moon talks about that there's a lot happening. These are the two cards that I felt flip over. Ooh, butterfingers here a little bit, huh? Hermit and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this completely makes sense. The Ace of Wands to me is suggesting that there's going to be a spark of passion in 2022. It's going to ignite and light your world. And I feel like this is something that you're going to want to pursue. You're going to want to put energy into whatever this thing is. And there might be some difficulty there in the beginning. Most things are difficult in the beginning until you learn them and you understand how they function, and you're able to kind of pick up and flow into that energy and into those spaces. So I feel like there is something that's going to ignite your passions, and it might even scare you a little bit. It might scare you a little bit or catch you off guard a little bit, putting you into this space of kind of fight or flight sort of retreat is what I'm feeling with the Moon and the Hermit together. I'm feeling like something is going to kind of pop off that's going to just make you go, whoa, you know, and taking a step back and like pulling, you know, the Hermit Moon energy here and pulling back. What I also feel is that there could be an inner sojourn that activates this Ace of Wands that then kind of pulls into this course of action. So kind of two different storylines. So again, this inner work could be happening first. You could be working on your inner space, Libra, and figuring out what you want, where you want to go, what's your truth, what makes you feel comfortable, what do you want to pursue in life, what does that inner world look like, what is that inner sojourn, what is going to satiate that from the inside out, and then that's going to create a spark. That is what I want to do. That's the direction I want my life to go. You know, it's going to be either that way or it's going to be the opposite way, where something sparks and you're like, whoa, it catches you off guard, and then you go inward to figure it out. But either way, there's going to be some growing pains here, which means you're growing, which means you're becoming stronger. But in that process, there's always an awkwardness. There's always the awkward phase. But when you're in the in-between, okay? So bearing that in mind, let's take a look at your money. Your intuition, though, your truth, is going to be important here. Phantom quartz. So we have in the money space, embracing change is going to be important in order to increase the space of money and worldly success and compensation and resources. So embracing change. So whatever this change is, whatever these growing pains, whatever you're growing into, it's going to help from a financial perspective, a financial point of view. It's going to help you grow. Yep, a little bit of difficulty, challenge, some sparring, some conflict there potentially. And we have that Wands energy again. So, you know, this new thing could be at war or at some sort of opposition to maybe some other fiery passions or things that you're involved in already. And also keeping in mind, it could be a friendly sparring. It doesn't have to be an all-out war, breaking kneecaps and all that kind of stuff. It could be, just a mild disagreement or something of that nature. We have the Seven of Pentacles here as well. Again, I feel like that growing pains message is just kind of being just highlighted here because, putting in that work is, in the beginning, you're putting a lot of work and energy and effort mentally, physically, emotionally, into something that you're trying to pull up off the ground. And you might even get to a point where you're like, you're taking a break and you're looking at it and you're like, is this only how far I've gone? Or you could be looking at it from a positive way, like, wow, this is how far I've come. Or you could be looking at it like, dang, like I've come all this way and I still have more to go. Either way, I feel like embracing change. And I also feel like the work could be made easier. You could get to the end result faster if you change how you're approaching things as well. That's a message I'm seeing too. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions from our love space connection here. So we have, this is 4 energy, the number 4, by way of 13. So, I feel like if you're in a connection with somebody, or somebody comes into your life as a connection for you in a romantic sense, pay attention to what this person does. Do they treat you the way you want to be treated, the way you deserve to be treated? Are they consistent? Do their actions line up with their words? And again, this is somebody this could be somebody that you're already with, somebody that you're loosely with, or somebody that's coming toward you. Actions speak loudly. When somebody tells you who they are, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Good, bad, or other. We have justice here. Yeah, I feel like, and I was feeling like this with the major card as well. Stability, fairness, balance when it comes to partnerships. Literally balance, just pull balance out. I did not see that card before that, but that is awesome. Yeah, balance, justice. So you're in connections, you're with people, friendships, partnerships, romantic situations, whatever, in a way that is balanced, harmonious. Pay attention to their actions, and you use your actions as well. If this is the connection that you're interested in, then show it. Do for that person. But make sure it's balanced, okay? Don't be the doer-all, you're doing all of the things. Allow them to show that they also can do, will do, and want to do. Okay? And that goes with any of your love, any love things, whether that be a romantic situation or other type of partnership or connection with somebody. Okay? That was pretty straightforward. Let's get on these charms here. So first we're going to spin the wheel and take a look at which area we're going to be focusing on for 2022. So we have our little arrow here. It's going to point to one of the 8 spaces on the wheel to tell us where we're focusing on. So Libra 2022, what is our focus? 2022 for Libra. Social life and spirituality, soul tribe. Okay. Get all of our items together here. Let's go. Okay. Here we are. Okay. And we have our focal eyeball here. We have our charms. Okay. Libra 2021 predictions, messages for Libra 2022. I think I said it wrong, but we can do another focal. Or I'll tell you what the focus is once we cast our charms. I think I said the wrong year when I did the focals. 2022 predictions for Libra. Okay. Hopefully you can see pretty well. So we got a whole bunch of stuff in our focus. Joy, sport. Sport was in Gemini's too, for some odd reason. We had the shell face up, and we have our owl. So our owl is showing up twice. So that's telling me the message of the owls being reiterated here. So wisdom, intuition, inner wisdom, basically just encouraging you to follow your inner voice, your inner wisdom without fail, and your intuition is correct. So there's an emphasis here on your inner voice and the accuracy of your inner compass, basically. Finding joy in opening up and engaging socially with others, doing physical activity as well, enjoying physical activity, opening yourself up to various different ways of being physical and adventurous. We have, we said spirituality, soul tribe, and social life were kind of a highlight, and well, that's where most of our charms are focused anyway, so I stand by. Even though I said the wrong year, your charms are concentrated in those areas. So we're getting a new perspective or point of view in our social life, and we're moving things around spiritually and socially. So we're clearing the air, we're if the windows have been closed for a season, we're opening those windows up and allowing some fresh air to breathe in our social life, in our spiritual spaces, and potentially in the combination or the intersection of those. Specifically getting the message, like if you're attending some sort of a church, maybe you check out a different church this month, or if there's negativity in your friend groups in those spaces, you're making room for new opportunities and new social connections. Okay. Finding a spiritual home or incorporating spirituality into your home more is being highlighted here. Thinking of your spirituality as something that's eternal, that's forever, that isn't just one day or when you have a specific book open or when you're in a specific place with specific people, that spirituality is your home, it's your grounding, it's your foundation, your comfort. Generosity in your family space, as well as the Four of Cups in your ancestral and legacy spaces. So there could be some emotional disconnect from your ancestors, or even your just desire to connect past or present, or past or future. This could suggest that you're maybe more interested in living in the present moment. So again, the Four of Cups is that card of kind of emotional disinterest. And here it's straddling ancestry and legacy. So you're emotionally disinterested in ancestral conversations and disinterested in legacy. So you're kind of in the present moment, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. We also have generosity there in the family space. And I'm feeling like that could manifest in a lot of different ways for a lot of different people. It could be you being generous to family or family being generous to you. I also feel like there could be a spiritual or emotional generosity from family. And I'm getting the message here that your ancestors, and I know generosity isn't touching the ancestors, but I'm feeling like it's your ancestors might have a message for you. So connecting with root work could be important to you, or just seeking out information on your ancestors if you don't have a lot of information about them. There could be a message there for some of you. I'm feeling that pretty strongly. And again, even though you're emotionally disinterested, doesn't mean there isn't wisdom in it, right? So we have the owl popping up twice, connecting to intuition, connecting to wisdom. And I feel like, again, your ancestors there might have a message for you. So, and then we have lost collaborations. So this could be talking about, we have the Five of Swords in romance as well, and partnerships. So lost collaborations, lost partnerships, there could be some fighting though, either with your significant other or just in various different types of partnerships. Like thinking about partnerships from a broader perspective, but specifically looking at those of you who are resonating with the romantic section, there could be some arguing or mental sparring here, which could cause, or maybe is causing, some sort of loss in your partnership spaces. This could also be suggesting losing some sort of collaboration. Like you might have been collaborating or working with somebody, and you're losing that connection for whatever reason. It could be arguing, or it could be other things. I'm also getting the message here, lost as in, like the person's lost or distant. That could be you, or that could be the other party. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I'm really strongly getting like somebody you work out with, or like there might be a friend or potentially a partner, romantic interest, where you like work out together, you do physical activities together. Okay, that sounded... I'm like going to the gym. Like that's what I'm imagining, like going to the gym or going to workout classes or dance classes or something like that. And for whatever reason, you're losing that connection, or you're losing that friend, or they're moving away or something. Okay? I don't know what I'm seeing here. I'm not sure what it is or how to really interpret it, but that's kind of what I'm imagining, or what's coming to mind for that. Bearing in mind that there could be something lost here in the collaborations and partnership sector that needs to be lost. That it's not a loss, but it is something that is lost, if that makes even a drop of sense, which it kind of doesn't, but that's okay. All right, I think I touched on all of the charms for you. Let me know if you had a different interpretation, or one of the charms really, really called to you individually. But just to summarize again, the messages, because we did get a lot of messages. So I'm feeling holistically that you're being encouraged to follow your inner compass, your intuition, and your inner wisdom. Highlighted, hands down, one of the most important messages. The owl showed up twice, in charm and in card form. The wisdom of the hermit also showed up as well. So really, really, really focusing on that inner space, the moon, the hermit, the owl, trusting in and strengthening your inner spaces of wisdom. Maybe even seeking wisdom, connecting with, doing some root work, connecting with your ancestors, different things like that. Understanding that there's some change in general happening here. There's some change that might cause some conflict, change that's happening, a new passion or some sort of revived passion too, but it's a new spark that's happening, that's quickening your heart space, and you are venturing out, you're trying something new here. But you're doing it from a place of wisdom. You're venturing out from a place of wisdom. You're being wise. You're going inward. You're figuring it out. You're creating plans. Things might be slow going to start with, to keep in mind as well. You might be figuring out ways to change how you're doing something you're currently doing. And that is going to be actually better for you in the long run when you do that. But there might be some resistance to that. There's often resistance to change in general. But 2022 in general for you, Libra, feels like a year of growing pain, some difficulty there, some doubt maybe. But you're becoming stronger overall in that space. And when it comes to your heart space, when it comes to love, the actions speak louder than words here. I'm also getting the message here, be mindful who you tell your plans to. And again, actions speak louder than words. Rather telling everybody what you're going to do, just do it and show them what you've done. When it comes to love ships, partnerships, relationships, friendships, familial connections, etc., again, those actions are speaking louder than words. You're allowing people to show you who they are. You're showing people who you are, what your intents and what your intentions are for them. Any sort of giving that you are doing it in a way that is balanced and harmonious. There's justice and balance and harmonious. There's a fairness to it. And again, that's not saying apples for apples, but it's saying, is it fair? Are the amount of apples that you're giving fair for my oranges? That sort of thing. Again, that's weird. Whatever. When people show you who they are, believe them. Allow people to show you who they are. Be a little bit, step back a little bit, especially if you're usually the one giving, which is very Libra, or could be a very strong Libra trait. Yeah. So a lot of movement here for you in 2022. Really excited for you, Libra. These are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful. Something resonated. Do drop a comment down below. Click like, subscribe, and I shall see you, or I look forward to seeing you, in an upcoming message. Bye.